One day I'll complete a goddamn Nuzlocke. It might not be this day, but I'm fucking determined. Anyway, greetings and felicitations, assorted children of the internet. I am the Logician, and yes, I am well aware that it is no longer October. Halloween has in fact come and gone, but I am still fucking determined to finish this Nuzlocke. But I can't exactly call it a trick-or-treat Nuzlocke anymore, considering it's November, so I decided, so long as I am continuing the run, I might as well adapt the rule sets a little bit to reflect the months in which I am playing them. So, for the month of November, this is going to be more of a Thanksgiving Nuzlocke, where every time I get myself a gym badge or an HM or gift Pokemon, I'm going to have to name something I'm personally thankful for. Yeah, high stakes, right? I mean, the way I see it, I've already got some fucking high stakes with if I lose a Pokemon, having to roll to play a completely different game, so I figured rather than continuing to buy candy, I would pinch some pennies here and there and just mention things that I already have in my life that I would prefer to continue having. You know, again, nothing groundbreaking here, but hey, I'm still going so long as you are continuing to watch, so I mean, might as well keep things thematically appropriate, if nothing else. So then, let's get right back into the meat and potatoes of it. Now, last we left off, I think we had taken care of Team Rocket? And we still had some leveling to do. Our strongest Mon with us at the moment is Chi-Chi the Chikorita. Oh yeah, and for the uninitiated, I'm currently playing Vietnamese Crystal. And every time I lose a Pokemon, I'm gonna have to spin from a wheel to see which version of Crystal I have to continue playing a separate run on. Apart from this version of the game, I'm also playing Pokemon Crystal 251, and a randomized We've already reached the point where I'm slurring my words, aren't I? A randomized ROM of Crystal. Doing too much as usual? Yeah, no, I mean, that's... I mean, listen, I'm not funny, so I have to try and compensate in other ways, Koshe. So yes, we have Chi-Chi the Chikorita, Egg the Egg, Anon the Unknown, CBT the Hoppip, which I believe Koshe named. Koshe also named this one, surprise, surprise. Yeah, we have Ray William Johnson, the Centret. We have Peels the Ladybug. And I believe that's about it. So, thing is, a good streamer would have spent this week leveling up the party to try and make sure they were all ready for the gym leader. A good streamer would have done that. Which feels more fun, though. Is it, though? I mean, I feel like entertainment comes from shit like engagement. You know, being aware of and respecting the wants and needs of one's audience. Me, I'm just kind of here. That's a failure? Well, I mean, I suppose it depends on the type of well, I mean, actually, considering live stream fails exists, you might have a point there. I forget, what's Clamp? Oh, it's Flash. Yeah, so... as mentioned previously, this is Vietnamese Crystal, so, part of the challenge is understanding what the fuck is actually what, because of the translation. But once again, at least I'm not playing Pokemon H. I don't hate myself that much. And again, I could do far worse as far as leveling Mon up goes than... Oh, God. I spoke too soon. I mean... I suppose I could always take a crack at some of the gym trainers. See if I can't gain some levels that way. Ah, my word. I mean, worst case scenario, if I lose a Mon, I get to move on. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but hey, here we are. Now... with this being a bug-type gym, I don't think that Peels is at too great a risk. You may. It is impossible to challenge the leader. I mean, at this point in time, correct. It's the cutest skunk I've ever seen. I think the other one is just a Lediba, so... Oh, good. You know, I think Anon might actually be better suited for this. I can't get over how Leer is literally just eye lasers. Oh, good. There we are. I think I'll go ahead and switch back to Peels, because this feels like an okay matchup. And damn, you see what that damnable rock music is doing to our children? It's making them confused. It's promoting self-harm. Remind me not to make those types of jokes going forward. As someone who used to work in mental health care. Not fucking good. You see what I mean when I mention I'm not funny? Yeah, damn. Well, I mean, you're the one who's gonna have to clean it up, Peels. Alright. Peels is unhearing. Couldn't be me. Come on, just one more. There we are. Jesus fucking Christ. Absurd! Yeah, no, that is an apt assessment. Oh! God. I forgot! Okay. Though used, it's not What do you mean? Oh, no, wait, it was on fucking... There we go. Jesus Christ. I mean, we've got a simple enough goal for tonight, and it's to get the Hive badge, which I still think... Here's the thing. I love Gen 2. It's one of my favorite generations. But calling the badge that looks like a ladybug the Hive badge was just not a good decision. Let me tell you the charm of the strong elf. Pretty sure the elf can show that themselves. I do enjoy Caterpie. Like, I don't know what it is specifically, but I have, like, an affinity for bug-type Pokemon. They're literally just kind of bugs, like, without too much added on. It's why I prefer, like, Caterpie over Weedle. It's like why I prefer Spinarak over Ladybug. You know, Grubbin is another one of my faves. I don't know, I prefer Pokemon designs that look like they could actually exist in nature. Which is kind of one of the big reasons why I don't care for Mega Evolutions, because they just add so much to the point of just being extra for the sake of being extra. And, like, I do understand that already you have to have a suspension of disbelief when it comes to Pokemon. But, like, I just prefer monsters' designs in general, even outside the context of Pokemon, that looks like, okay, I could believe that given the parameters of this world in which this story is taking place, this is something that could have been birthed by the natural world. Which is why things like Machamp's gold belt and uncomfortable pants get to me. Do not care for it. Anyways, I understand it's a dumb argument to make about the fantasy monster catching game, where you can literally obtain the god of all creation in a tiny little softball-sized capsule. But I don't know, man. I have my aesthetic preferences, is all I'm saying. It's like, for example, Koshei has been introducing me to more and more about the Monster Hunter series. And what I appreciate most about everything that I've learned about Monster Hunter as of late are the creature designs, because they all look like something that could have developed in nature and could have had, like, a cultural effect on the people who live there. Like, there's this one monster whose name escapes me at the moment, but it essentially has the ability to shoot off a railgun of electricity from these horns on its face that come together to form this sort of spike. And when the spikes are separated and you can see its face, it kind of looks like the face mask you'd see. Ray Dahl, thank you, Koshei. It sort of looks like the facial armor you would see on a suit of samurai armor. And sure enough, when you actually bring down that monster, you can use that armor set to produce something that does very much look like a shogun or a samurai suit of armor for your Palico. And I think that's sort of cool, that the implication is, rather than, you know, this monster being inspired by the cultural phenomenon, which you see with certain Pokemon, where it's like, this is something that clearly could not have happened in nature. It's like, oh, okay, there's an aspect to this monster's anatomy that could have shaped and influenced human culture. And I just think that type of detail is really cool. Also, Peels, you need to fucking go, my guy. Alright, let's give Hedwig a fucking turn up at bat. Or Hedwig. I can never remember if it's Hedwig or Hedwig. Oh, God. That's a good thing I got a fuck ton of antidotes. Alright, I think Hedwig's got this. Another thing I like about Riddou's armor set is that it's a face on the belt that reminds me of Electric Monster Zinogre. I mean, given the implication that all these monsters in Monster Hunter rather have like at least one shared common ancestor, that would make sense. Know you're strong. I'm aware. Alright. Oh, God. Well. Peels is getting this one. Because it has the least health. And unfortunately, we're just gonna have to risk... Okay, good. Zinogre is also in the very Japan-coded region of Monster Hunter. Oh, that's the one with the lanky dog assistants, right? Okay, so there we are. I forget, is there a Yeah, there is a Pokemon. Rise has dogs. Yeah, okay. I thought so. Alright, so... Oh. Well. I have no more antidotes. And they don't have any here. Oh, wait, no, they do. Yeah, let's get some of those. There's a couple of Monster Hunter titles in Japan. Well, I mean, that does make sense. Like, given that Pokemon has, like, 4 regions based on Japan. I mean, one of them is literally just the literal Kanto region of Japan. It is good to have helped Yadong, but my elf is trained also. One of our greatest thinkers. Also, shorts are comfy and easy to wear. I have not seen fucking Paris in the same light ever since Legends Arceus. He's got a knife! Thousands of tiny little knives! Oh, God. Oh, God. Paralyzed. Alright. So... Thankfully, Jesus Christ! It is only just now dawning on me that this thing is level 13. Somewhat of an oversight on my part. Kill? I hope not. I think it's poisoned again. Yep, there it is. There we are. But, oh yeah, as I was saying, I've not been able to see Paris in the same light since Legends Arceus. Because it's a lot more aggro in that game than I ever would have, like, guessed. There, how about it? Alright. I think we can make it. Alright. Alright. But, yeah, especially given, like, one of the very first alphas you find in Legends Arceus is that big-ass Parasect. It's just surrounded by these equally aggro Paras. And I feel like it, for me, just... I can't see Paris the same way anymore, simply because, like... I used to see Paris as just this innocent, funny little guy who was doomed to a future of zombification because of the mushrooms on its back. And now it's just like, this thing, it's on sight with this fucker. Like, he is ready to take out anyone and anything that comes near it. An SN ball, correct. Alright, well, let me get another apricorn. Nuts for the win. I mean, given the number of weeks I'm spending in this fucking town, I'm not gonna have to pay for Pokeballs for a while. Alright, so, who's up next? I mean, it's one of many things I should never say again, just on principle. Do you know that Elf evolved soon? And be strong soon? Of course, that's what you come in on, Pasea. Of fucking course. I forgot about Go Away. You know? Who doesn't love some good hemp during their gym challenge? Thinner the whole fuck. You have a bad habit of just not saying shit, Pasea. You didn't mention when people couldn't hear Crochet the other day, and now you're not even mentioning that you're watching. Well, then again, I just... suppose I go... oh, fuck, I didn't expect us to skip right into a fucking Beedrill. Sorry, I'll address your fucking penchant for sneaking around in the shadows at a later date. Oh, dear. Okay, Anon, this is your show. Okay, thankfully this doesn't seem to be hitting as hard. Fucking Fury attack. Alright. Oh, God. You know, I am absolutely going to have to train elsewhere after this fight. There we go. Alright. Once again, this is what I get for not grinding off stream. Though I suppose the sooner a party member dies, the sooner I'll have to spin the wheel, and we can just get up to some more shenanigans. The real son of a bitch is gonna be trying to come up with a way to beat Whitney in the first run. Because it's slim fucking pickings as far as remaining Pokemon are concerned. Alright. The other issue here is that we're approaching the part of the game where Anon is gonna become less and less useful. Because, as an unknown, it can only fucking learn, like, hidden power. I may have made a mistake. So mistakes were made. I didn't think it would get all 5. Well, I suppose hidden power isn't something we have to worry about anymore. Oh god, there's... well... It used to hate! Yes, I mean... I too have tried to sturdy myself with my hatred over the years. Surprise, surprise, it didn't work nearly as well as I thought it would. Let's just get this over with. Just watch it use explosion out of nowhere. Alright. Only let it involve is not allowed. So, we have some things to take care of. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Out of all the Mon we could have lost, we could have done far worse than to lose our fucking unknown. Bye, Anon. Well, first and foremost. Alright, so... That couldn't have been timed better, honestly. It's like, man, this unknown's a pain in the ass. It's gonna become less and less useful. Oh, and there it goes. Alright, so... There we go. And then there were 4. Oh, 4.5. Let's give that a save. Alright. So... we have some shit to take care of. Well... let's see where our journey is taking us next. Oh, good. Good, the dream team awaits. So... let's go ahead and, Jesus fucking Christ. Rearrange some, graphics here. And of course, one of my remaining Pokemon is a fucking unknown as well. Let's just skip ahead here. I think this is all we're dealing with. Wait. Oh, I loaded the wrong fucking ROM. God. My mind's all over the fucking place. Alright, now. Yep, so this is what we have to work with. We have, Mon Centipede, the Slowpoke, Icon, the Unknown, and whatever the fuck is in here. So... for those of you who forget, early on in this series of streams, I had a good party going with me. I had a Totodile, I think? Yeah, no, I got an Ampharos with Thunder Punch, as well as a Noctowl. We were looking pretty fucking good. But unfortunately, we could not get past Whitney, or the fucking Clefairy that's set up with spikes. So, now this is what we're left with. So we're gonna have to make do with what we got. Actually... yeah, I think Icon... yeah. But once again... no. Even then, it's... with Icon in the box, I should probably... make some adjustments here. Yeah, functionally, we have one Pokemon right now. And we could do certainly worse than a Slowpoke. Curse, Tackle, Growl, Water... yeah, I mean, yeah, we're... it's not the worst in the world. But we absolutely do need to level Mon Centipede up if we want to stand a fucking snowball's chance in hell. Don't think I used that phrase correctly. Oh, god damn it! I forgot the cops were optional boss battles. Danger lurks in the night. Why didn't I learn my lesson? Alright, with any luck, he just has a Growlithe. Or 2 Growliths. Alright, so... Moncentimede, you eat this. So it has Bite. Well. You know? At this point. You just have to go with it. Of course it flinches fucking twice. Would you please use anything other than Bite? I would like to participate in the battle, if it's all the same to you, officer. Wouldn't this be just the fucking way for me to lose this run? If you flinch again... Well, it didn't flinch! Whatever fucking temporal sickness Lorelei has bestowed upon me, I need to fucking remind myself to pay her back for it in full. Yes. So it's the only Pokemon I have left! I have an unknown and an egg. I'm sure I'll find some way to pin this on her, Koshé. Bye, Moncentimede. Oh, boy. This is... I didn't ask for your opinion. So, rather eventful so far. Just... Fucking Christ. Alright. Oh, it's doing the thing again, isn't it? Oh, wait, no, it's cooperating, so... Where are we headed this time? Oh, right back into fucking cognitive hell. Well... Easy come, easy go, I suppose. Okay. Fucking goddamn it. Let's do this again. Hey, it's like nothing ever happened. so... What a fucking lineup. Has CBT learned anything other than, like, Splash? Oh my fucking god. I misread join cave for a split second as just leave, and yeah, no, I'm tempted. And every fucking thing I have, with like one exception, is weak to flying and bug. Yeah, I'm very tired too. Honestly, I'll probably just get more fucking experience in the well. Plus, the music's better down here. You fucker. You son of a whore. Alright, so let's... Oh, that's fucking synthesis. Yeah. The bite, yeah! Tails, prize. Literally the only thing I can do is tackle. Yeah. That's what it looks like. You know, I opened the stream saying that with every fucking achievement I got, I'd list something I'm thankful for. But honestly, my prospects for that are growing slimmer and slimmer by the minute. There we are. Actually, when the fuck do you evolve, Hoppip? So we get Jump Luff at... Or sorry, Skip Bloom at level fucking 18, of course. Of course. And for my starter... Okay, so Bayleaf. We get Bayleaf for Chi-Chi at level 16, so it's not bad. Unfortunately, it's gonna be functionally fucking useless for this fight. I think our best shot is gonna be evolving Dickmit Large Small at level 15. And we'll just have to work from there. This is just what we have to deal with. This fucking thing. Proof that I should never let Koshie name another Pokemon again. So So 3 more levels with this fucker. Is it though? Shut up. Alright. Come on. This is... You know, it's moments like these when I realize just why it is I hate Pokemon's competitive scene as much as I do. Why things like Nuzlocke, while interesting in theory, just turn me off of wanting to do them more times out of the year. It's because they suck the joy out of Pokemon. They turn into a fucking... Oh, God. They turned it into a fucking stress fest. Where people are constantly screaming and tearing their hair out, and by the end they say, oh yeah, no, that was fun. I mean, at least when I'm doing a Soul Link, there's the hilarity of a Mon being lost because of someone else's stupidity instead of my own. Jesus fuck. Yeah, once again, me too, Dickless. Me too. Alright, so 2 more levels of this, and maybe we'll beat the gym by springtime. Like, if I could learn anything other than Tackle, I think that'd be fan-tucking-fatic. Like, what all do I have? Oh! I forgot about the egg. Another mouth to feed. Wonderful. Dickhotch! Alright, Paseo, where are we naming this egg? Before Koshé gives me another reason to regret my decisions. It's on you. What are we naming this egg? Yeah, no, that tracks. Alright. So let me just make an adjustment here. Alright. So now we have egg. I suppose now is as good a time to save as any. Yeah, I am more than likely just gonna stick Egg in the daycare once we reach it. I'm gonna be real. Like, you're no Major Briggs. Oh, shit! Forgot that it was up front. Go have a pillory. You know, normally I would be afraid that it's up against the fucking flying type, but then I remembered we have this. More high-octane action. More blood-chilling trauma. You'll never get an experience like this anywhere else on Twitch.tv. Okay, so... So, moving brusquely right along. Like, do I think it's likely that we'll reach the gym tonight? Likely is a strong word. And not one that I would use within this context, especially with this fucking team. But at the same time, like, I don't think it's impossible that we can beat Bugsy tonight. It's just gonna be fucking tedious. I swear, next time I do a Nuzlocke, I absolutely do need to figure out how to implement fucking just infinite rare candies or some shit. Like, part of it for me is like, I've been resistant to do that type of thing with Nuzlocks, because number one, it feels a bit scummy. And number two, like, I just don't have the technical know-how to be able to implement that shit on my own. No, but don't you understand, Koshé? The point of a Nuzlocke is to suffer. As good old Reggie Piece of Pizza once said, if it's fun, it's not a Nuzlocke. That's the quote, isn't it? Shit, I'm not wasting a fucking potion. I'm already struggling with funds enough as it is. Speaking of, let me just... Okay, I have enough for at least one potion. God. I mean, listen, I gotta do something that sets me apart from every other white boy on the internet doing a Nuzlocke. Just something that gives, like, fucking smarmy McPokemon challenges a reason to make any other expression other than bemused. I mean, I'm exactly the same as everyone else in that regard, I'll grant you that, Koshe. Oh look, it's Pokemon Challenges. Good old Yed. You know, the thing is, like, I want to premise this by saying, I acknowledge that what I'm about to say, it's entirely possible it's going to sound a bit gatekeepy, and I do apologize in advance for that. But I feel like a lot of people who play Pokemon games these days play Pokemon for the wrong fucking reason. Because all I am seeing from, like, the Pokemon community, quote-unquote, is how bad the newer games supposedly are, simply because they are not as graphically advanced as every other game on the Switch. And on the one hand, yes, I do agree that with as much money as the Pokemon Company makes, it should be able to make higher quality games, you know, and yeah, it'd be nice if it had voice acting and the like. Counter-argument. I don't fucking care. I grew up with the SNES and the Nintendo 64, alright? Graphics have never been at the forefront of my mind when it comes to my experiences playing video games. Like, I stopped being impressed with the advances in graphics technology in video games when I saw the texture of Mario's denim in Super Smash Bros. Melee. What matters to me with any video game is whether or not I actually enjoy the gameplay. If the game functions, and I can tell what's happening, and the gameplay is fun, that's literally all I care about. That's why I have been enjoying the hell out of Pokemon Legends ZA, for example. It is, I would say, tied with Pokemon Legends Arceus in terms of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. Oh god. Well, I think this is just Splash, so... Unfortunately, I don't know what CBT just learned. But, yeah, no, like, you would think that with each new generation of Pokemon that comes out, the thing that people would be most excited for is, like, oh, what's the new region like? Oh, what are the new Pokemon like? You know, those types of things. Oh, what's the story gonna be about? And yet, literally the same fucking things come up every single goddamn time a new Pokemon game comes out, and it's like, oh, look at the ugly texture on this tree. Oh, look at the washed out texture on this window PNG. Oh, where's Charizard? Where's Pikachu? Where's the original 151? Oh, how do I fucking adapt this into a Nuzlocke to suck out every single ounce of enjoyment out of this? Oh, how do I skip all the dialogue and then complain about how I don't understand what's happening in the story? And it's like, at this point, why the fuck are you playing Pokemon anymore? If you don't care about the new Pokemon, and you don't care about the story, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, if you want Gen 1 Pokemon, play fucking Red and Blue! If you want to be able to skip everything, fucking get a Game Shark! Play one of the earlier games. If you're gonna complain about the graphics and say, oh, they were better when they did sprite art, play the fucking sprite games! I'm sick of these idiots, these absolute fucking grown children, these people with no media literacy, without any ability to fucking read, overlooking the fact that Pokemon is and always has been an RP fucking G. The story matters. The graphics don't. The new Pokemon and new region are what you should be paying attention to. Fucking... and again, I understand that the way I am addressing it does sound very gatekeepy, and I do apologize for that. I am not saying that you can't be upset with Game Freak, this, like, billion-dollar company, like, not implementing more shit into, like, making these games the highest quality they can be. I'm just saying, for me personally, that's not my priority with Pokemon games. Like, it would be nice if Pokemon games had voice acting, but I don't care. I genuinely don't care about having to read. I also don't care whether or not the graphics look hyper-realistic. In fact, I am sort of averse to hyper-realistic graphics in games. I always get that weird Uncanny Valley feeling when I see the likes of fucking... Death Stranding. Like, if I see video games where they go out of their way to try and make shit look as hyper-realistic as possible, that creeps me the fuck out. It doesn't make me want to play the game. Because video games are meant to be a form of escapism. They're meant to be a form of entertainment. Something that's, yeah, challenging, but otherwise still an escape from reality. I don't want to see some real-life naked dude get pinned to a wall by real-life Guillermo del Toro and carry a fucking realistic baby inside of his esophagus. Alright? I'm not kink-shaming, I'm just saying that ain't for me. So what the fuck is Grow? Supposedly it's poison type. Kind of feel the same way about how people played Animal Crossing New Horizons and complained about being empty. Like, they time skip through a game. Oh god, don't even get me started on the fucking time skipping bullshit with Animal Crossing. Like, I don't even care about Animal Crossing, and that shit pisses me off. Like, I saw so many people on YouTube do that shit. Like, just to, like, get their hands on, like, very specific things. It's like, okay, but isn't the whole point of this specific game to be a relaxing and leisurely adventure on islands? Where you're not trying to speedrun everything? Like, isn't that what Animal Crossing is supposed to be? Just, like, a leisurely, relaxing... this experience? I don't care if people time skip, but time skipping and then complaining that there's not enough content is because you... Yeah, no, exactly! I could not agree more, Cochet. It's like people are just... The moment they see a video game that isn't based around some kind of fucking esports mentality, they try and find the quickest way to just rip out all of the fun and make it a challenge unnecessarily. Like, these are games, like, ostensibly, Pokemon games are made with children in mind as the target demographic. I still enjoy them, but I also recognize that they're not made for me. And so then you get these entitled fucking pricks in the Pokemon community who complain about Pokemon not looking better or not being harder when it's not for them. It's the brony thing all over again. Where you have a bunch of entitled-ass, like, millennials and middle-aged men giving their unnecessary 2 cents about the children's horse cartoon. It's exactly what it is. That's what the fucking competitive Pokemon community is. That's what the Pokemon fandom as a whole is. Just fucking bronies. Like, trying to fucking gatekeep the children's video game and make it something that's not meant for children when it absolutely, by definition, is. Like, just because something is, you know, labeled E for everyone, that doesn't mean that they're specifically targeting you, Ted, from accounting. Alright? It is more likely for your nephew. Alright? I'm just happy that we are getting, like, better stories and, like, unique mon and experimental battle mechanics for these games that are meant for children, because the kids are gonna have a better time for it if they don't listen to these fucking man babies complain about it being not exactly what they wanted. Yeah, CBT is very confusing. Like, here's the thing. I personally fully fucking endorse Legends ZA and Legends Arceus. I think they're the best games in the fucking franchise, and I applaud Game Freak for actually allowing themselves to get experimental with what a Pokemon game can be with these games. Like, I fully acknowledge that Scarlet and Violet absolutely needed more time in the oven when they first came out, but I still very much enjoyed the story and the new Pokemon. And just the different approaches they took to different things. I think they could have carried over more from Arceus, but I still think it was a good set of games overall. But once again, these games are not for me. And when I say that, I mean, like, I enjoy them, but they are not meant for someone in their mid-30s. At least I fucking acknowledge that. So if there's something I don't care for in a Pokemon game, it's like, oh well, if little Timmy enjoys it, then yeah, it achieved what it set out to do. Because, once again, it's for little Timmy and not for Ted from accounting. And I just wish more people who enjoy Pokemon games took a moment to acknowledge that. Like, if you are playing Pokemon with the expectation that it should look and sound like every other fucking game on every other fucking console, then you're playing for the wrong reasons. I'm sorry. Like, I even saw a video essay earlier today that was just entitled, "Are we supposed to hate Pokemon now?" And it raised a fucking really adept point where within the Pokemon community, there's apparently there exist only 2 schools of people, or there's 2 ideologies. Either you're a mindless fucking drone who will buy anything Game Freak puts out without question, or you hate absolutely everything they do and have to call them out for it. And like, there's middle fucking ground, guys. I don't know, man. I feel like when it gets to a point where the thing you enjoyed from your childhood no longer resonates with you, maybe it's time to move the fuck on. You know? It's like... And I made this comparison too with another series, with a video I made years ago about Star Wars, where the main complaint a lot of people had about newer Star Wars movies is that they quote-unquote don't feel like Star Wars. Well, funny that. It's almost as if each trilogy of Star Wars movies was made for an entirely different generation of people. It's almost as if each set of Star Wars movies was made with a completely different fucking message in mind. Like, the original trilogy of Star Wars films was absolutely commentary on the policies and sins of the Vietnam War. And, like, the theme of it overall was, like, the futility of older generations trying to push their ideologies onto newer generations to which those ideologies have no fucking precedent or application. And then you get, like, the prequel trilogy, which is absolutely about, like, post 9/11 politics. And then you have the Disney trilogy, which is about the return of, like, widespread fascism in the United States. And yes, there are a lot of creative choices made in those newer movies that I don't think were the best, but once again, each of those movies was meant to have a different feel to it because, surprise, surprise, things change over time. They're not meant to feel exactly the same over and over again. And I feel like a big mistake a lot of people have when it comes to fandoms is that they want the essence of what they fell in love with any particular IP when they were in their childhood to remain exactly the same. Like, they want that same specific feeling of, oh, this is what I enjoyed about XYZ when I learned about it in grade school. Why is this not in XYZ now, 20 years later? This is automatically bad. I want them to bring back this aspect of XYZ. And it's like, I understand that nostalgia can play a heavy role in what it is you seek or enjoy about certain pieces of media. But at the same time, you have to understand that after a point, not only do certain elements of the things you enjoyed when you were younger, just by their very nature become antiquated, or just not applicable to modern day settings or themes, but also, if people are still making a thing after so many years, chances are they're not making it for you specifically anymore. They're adapting and refining it with a whole new generation of people in mind, so that they will continue to enjoy it and purchase it, which is obviously the primary motivator for anything that is bought and sold at the end of the day. And if you feel like it doesn't apply to you anymore, it probably doesn't. Surprise, surprise. You can still enjoy the versions of that thing you fell in love with as a child anytime you want. They haven't gone away. Emulators exist. I mean, I'm playing Pokemon Crystal, 3 different versions of Pokemon Crystal. And I can play these whenever I fucking goddamn well please. Pokemon Crystal isn't going anywhere. If at some point down the line I stop enjoying modern Pokemon, then, oh, I can just... surprise, surprise. Put a fucking surprise, surprise counter in the corner. If I ever make a fucking video out of this shit. I can just go back and enjoy the versions of it I still liked. No harm, no foul. But Pokemon does not owe it to me to retain aspects of older Pokemon games that I enjoyed. Star Wars does not owe it to the people who first watched it to make everything about Darth Vader or Palpatine or the Death Star. I mean, the point of anything being rebooted, for example, rather than continued, is to reimagine that thing in a way that is more than likely more applicable. Now, normally I'm not the biggest fan of reboots. However, one reboot of an old property which, growing up, I had no remote interest in, was the reboot of She-Ra. Now, the original She-Ra was literally just What If He-Man but for girls. Because we gotta get that toy market for girls. And that's basically all it boiled down to. And so when I heard that there was a reboot of She-Ra coming out, I was like, okay, well, how do you fucking reboot just a cheap, empty, soulless toy thing that was tied to the fucking corporate concept of the gender binary? And yet, surprise, surprise, when you have a new generation of people making it for a new generation of viewers, you have something new and improved upon. And the thing is, even if you dislike the reboot of She-Ra, hey, people didn't outlaw the old She-Ra. You can just watch the old She-Ra. You could go to fucking Internet Archive or eBay and get a VHS tape. I found there's probably just fucking uploads of it on YouTube, for fuck's sake. There's no excuse for shitting on a newer version of something you don't like. It's like the whole fucking debacle with the version of Ghostbusters with the all femme-presenting cast. Like, they have not assassinated the old Ghostbusters movies, alright? They still exist. It's enough to say, oh, I didn't enjoy this. But to say it ruined the fucking source material, and to try and damn it and demand that they bring back the original Ghostbusters simply because you didn't enjoy this version of it, that's a level of entitlement that is like... It would be humorous if it weren't so common in real life. And it fucking disgusts me that it's just become the status quo. That people will complain about these minute details of things that they enjoyed when they were younger that aren't made with them anymore. And complain as though they are owed this by the people who make it. I mean, it'd be one thing if it were like, I don't know, a game series that is specifically targeted towards adults, for example. Pokémon is a game series for children. At the end of the day. If children are enjoying the new games, then Pokémon is succeeding. Now, once again, do I think that it is bad that Game Freak and the Pokémon Company are not utilizing all the expenses and resources they have to the best of their abilities? Yes, I absolutely think it is. I think that given the amount of money they do get from all of their assorted investments, there probably should be more advanced graphics available in Pokemon games. Like, if enough kids, want there to be voice acting in the Pokemon games, and Game Freak is within their power to put voice acting in Pokemon games, then yeah, it would be nice if they did that. For me, it's not a fucking priority. For me, the only things that matter in a Pokemon game is, does the gameplay break conventions enough for me to be interested in it? Are the new Pokemon being introduced cool or interesting? And is the writing good? That's all I care about. Like, again, I stopped caring about the graphical fidelity of video games, rather, after the GameCube. Again, I don't care if the graphics of a video game I'm playing are next gen. I mean, for fuck's sake, I still enjoy, like, Undertale and Deltarune. I play a fuck ton of games that would not fly by modern standards. But so long as they're fun, I'll play them. Well, thank you for lurking and sticking around for as long as you did, Carl. I hope you have a good night's sleep. Pardon me. Like, another thing I find interesting about that is, like, a recurring theme I find. Pardon me. I think a little tea went down the wrong pipe there. Something I find fascinating when it comes to various aspects of culture is how many people try and attribute a specific issue with a specific generation. I mean, case in point, the meme of OK Boomer, which, granted, I do think that baby boomers have a lot to answer for. And there is a degree of entitlement, an infamous degree of entitlement, when it comes to how certain baby boomers react to certain situations. That is a thing that I think we can all agree with here. However, part of the equation there is what was promised to each generation by the previous one, given the specific contexts of what was happening during those periods of history. And also just realizing they're entitled and self-righteous pricks in every generation. It's not specific to boomers, and it's not specific to millennials. Like, I don't know where the fucking avocado on toast thing with millennials came from. Like, the whole trope of, like, oh, the reason so many millennials are poor is they spend so much money on avocado on toast, or whatever the fuck. But, like, then you see the exuberant expenses paid by, like, Gen Xers and millennials, or Gen Xers and boomers, rather, on even more trivial things. And it really just paints a clearer and clearer picture, of how so many people want to pin all the problems that they are having, or all the things that they consider to be just an inconsequential matter, on the supposed stupidity or ignorance of the generation before or after them. I think it's because we see too much of ourselves in other generations, and we don't want to take responsibility for our own bullshit. And so we try and make that other generation the problem. Rather than looking inward and saying, oh yeah, no, I'm fucked up in this regard. Part of it is because of what the previous generation did to us, but also, I didn't exactly deal with it the best way. And I feel like that sort of us versus them mentality when it comes to generations is very much something fabricated to the ends of keeping us from actually pointing accusatory fingers in the right directions. Which is to say our governments and the systems of fucking currency that bind us all to fucking live in this hellscape that we currently are. Also, thank you for taking care of that, Kosher. I just wanted to address that before I moved on. Yeah, I know this has been a fucking prolonged rant, which, hey, surprise, surprise. The dude who's still a rant Sona after however many fucking decades on YouTube is having a fucking soapbox moment on the digital media site. I just feel like a lot of the fucking bullshit we're seeing in ourselves and others comes down to a lack of being able to take accountability for our own bullshit. I mean, granted, I'm not exactly helping my case by continuing to play Pokemon games in a stressful way. My own stubbornness is what's forcing me to double down on completing this challenge. And that is my fault. I will fully admit to that. My misery is of my own making. In this particular case. But at least I am self-aware enough to acknowledge it. And at least it's only in the context of me trying to be entertaining. Rather than trying to behave as though an entire IP or aspect of society is entitled to me. And what I want. I don't think I get Lydian until, like, level 20 or 20-something. If I remember correctly. I think it's, like, quite some time before Leddyba evolves. And even then, it's, like, just not worth it. I better get a fucking fuck ton of experience for this shit. I know I won't, but... The futile hope is what's driving me forward here. Yeah. And I'm glad someone thinks so, Koshe. Me too, buddy. Me too. So... You know, I would rather not. At least not on this fucking website where I could get banned for that. I guess... as the years roll by, I find myself dipping more and more into the school of, like, holy shit, 2 cakes when it comes to media. And the few fucking dwindling sources of enjoyment I have remaining. Because it gets to a point where, okay, would you rather have... I guess, would you rather have something that's so exceedingly catered to you and you alone that no one else can enjoy it? Or would you rather have multiple entries of something that just gradually gets better with time? Because, like, a big issue I find with, like, the type of entitlement you see with, like, Pokemon fans specifically is, like, if all you did was focus on the things that Pokemon fans keep complaining about, like making the graphics better, or making it so that you could catch all 1,000 plus Pokemon in one game, or being able to explore every region in one game, or making things, like, unnecessarily more difficult, then surprise, surprise, you would just alienate the people that Game Freak is predominantly advertising these games towards, which are children. I mean, most kids probably don't give a shit about Charizard all that much. I'm gonna be honest. There are probably a lot more fucking kids who enjoy the likes of fucking... I'm trying to think of a more modern starter. Like, I can never remember, like, the final evolution for Litten. The one that's, like, a heel wrestler. Yeah, the bipedal cat. Well... one less thing to worry about. Rabbit, that's... yeah, no, exactly. Like, kids probably give more of a shit about those Pokemon than they do, like, Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. Yeah. Sorry, Peels. But honestly, given where this run is headed, you're better off. Okay. So, once again. It's time for us to revisit the wheel. I mean, say what you will about how I'm actually doing in the games. At least shit is happening. Alright, and we are headed back to the randomized ROM. We have, not been there in a hot minute. So, let's, add here. And take care of the rest of these. Alright, let's... So now we're back to Freya, our, Macargo. Who's level 10. And as such, cannot fight in the gym because they're over the level cap. So that's a bit of an issue. Because I think, like, our only shot at this point would be to see if I could get another Mon somewhere on this route. I don't remember if I actually checked this route. That is an encounter. Unfortunately, it's not one we can get because it's a Gen 1 Pokemon. So here's what I'm going to do. Because given the rules as placed in this particular iteration of the run, I've functionally soft-locked myself. Because I've been adding and tweaking rules to different versions of the game, where, like, in the 251 run, I didn't give a shit about the level cap. And I could at least give myself 3 attempts per route to catch a new Mon. It was decided in the Vietnamese ROM that I would still give myself 3 attempts at a Pokemon per route. However, I'd still have to stick to the level cap. I had previously decided that with the randomized ROM, I would only give myself 1 chance per route at a new encounter, and also stick to the level cap. Seeing as how that's not really an option at this point, I am going to waiver the level cap. And just go for it. With Slugma. Or rather, Macargo. So I'm still only going to have 1 attempt per route to catch a Pokemon. But at least I have this fucking Pokemon. So, no longer will I give a shit about the level cap with the randomized run. However, I will only be giving myself 1 encounter per route to get something new. Because at this point, I just want some kind of progress, man. Of course. So, this is probably going to be my best bet getting considerable damage with this fight. I mean, neither of these are going to be super effective, but... at least in the case of Rock Throw, it's doing more than nothing. Hell yeah. Feels good to actually have one kind of victory. Oh boy, 2 rock types in a row. My big favorite. Hello, Elena, welcome. We are currently dipping into the randomized ROM for our Triplocke. I could be doing better considering all the Pokemon I've lost this stream, but, other than that, I am getting by as best I can. Now, thankfully, I have a Goblin and a Bug of some type. I've yet to really put them under the microscope long enough to determine what kind. One of my mods also with me for this stream, albeit in the chat. Lacewing larva, that would explain a thing or two. I mean, I might as well start using Ember. It's not gonna do much, but it's at least fucking stab. It means whatever it needs to mean. Okay. Alright, so. Alright. So now... Actually, have I reached Sprout Tower? I should probably check. Okay, yeah, no, I did take Sprout Tower. It's actually... No, that's right, I lost a Pokemon last time I was in Sprout Tower. Oh yeah, Energy Root. That's gonna be a perfect match from my Fire and Rock type. And here's the thing. Now that I've established that we no longer give a shit about the level cap... That's not good! Okay, it's level 3, it's fine. But yeah. No, come the fuck on! Really? Fucking a fighting type and a water type. This motherfucker's gonna have a ground type next, I'm calling it. Oh, okay. Well. Here's the thing. If I'm gonna be spending the majority of this run with one Pokemon, I'm over-leveling the shit out of this Pokemon. It's like my one chance. The fucking Macargo of all things. Well, that's useful at least. Sway like the leaves. Let's see what thematically appropriate Pokemon you have for this message. Because of course you do. Well, at least it is a level 3 Articuno. Alright. Krabby is having a hell of a time. Krabby really looking into the past and future. Looks like I spared it at least that much. Alright. Yeah, no, I had a feeling. Chanseys are fucking tanky as all get out. Alright. Don't beat yourself up, Rachel. This is what I'm here for. Arcanine, the Pokemon of legend. Few have actually seen it in real... Oh, now I'm fucking blind. Well, no wonder few have seen it. It's still funny to me that Arcanine is just categorized as the legendary Pokemon. Like, even in, like, the anime, like... It looks very distinguished, yes. Well... You know? Something to keep in mind. If I run into a fucking Ho-Oh or Lugia. I think I'm good. Like, even if I hadn't already fucking wasted my encounters in this place, I don't think I could get it anyway, because the Kanto rule. Suggestions for you. On a new line of work? I mean, honestly, this isn't doing much for me anyway, but it's still more enjoyable than what I was doing before, Elena. I mean, yeah, honestly, that's probably the thing we're going to be most open for in terms of, like, suggestions. Koshei raises a good point. Yeah, no one is stopping you, Elena. Ariados. Alright. No, I mean, like, we are open to hearing suggestions. It also depends on what the suggestions are for, Elena. You'll have to forgive me, I just have a particularly dry sense of humor. Of course. Another fucking Vaporeon. Alright. I suppose I should still consider myself lucky despite everything. In terms of the starters I could have gotten for this randomized run. Digital art style? I mean, if I had the money to commission a bunch of, like, emotes, then maybe I would look into that. Unfortunately, as a male VTuber, I don't make money. Alright, now let's see. Now let's see if I can get back to the Pokemon Center without encountering any random bullshit. Like, Freya may be doing well for herself, but I still don't want to take too many chances. I mean, at present, Elena, I am also happy with the emotes I currently have. It's something to keep in mind for the future, but for the moment, I think I am satisfied with the current set I have. Like paying people for their work even when they don't. Yeah, no, Koshei raises a valid point. Like, I don't like accepting free work from people. And, like, even in the case of, like, people I am personally familiar with, I want to make sure that they are paid fair wages for the work they put in. I will say that if you are currently in the market for some theme music or even an instrumental for a song cover, I would recommend looking into the work of my friend Comidrian, who is in very desperate need for emergency commissions right now. As a matter of fact, let me just pull up his info here. While we are seeing a lull in the action. Let's see here. Here we are. But, yes, this is my buddy Comidrian. I can absolutely vouch for his work. He, has done 2 general themes for my videos and streams now. He, the music that you hear during the just chatting portions of my streams was absolutely an amazing investment, and it was done by him. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Well, very much like Sonic, he does in fact chuckle. Alright. I mean, I do love that line of thinking. He claims to be an elder, but he's weak. I mean, how many elderly people do you know who are not weak, my guy? I just fucking robbed this old man's donation pot from his church to Bellsprout. But yeah, no, the back of the sprite is very Knuckles adjacent. Alright. So what shit luck do we have next? Okay. Honestly, not bad. Thank fuck this is the version of Jinx that they made purple. Oh, really? You couldn't have given me, like, one more fucking pixel there? Okay. Yeah, this should not be too terribly much of an issue. Of course, I say that, and watch me immediately put my foot in my fucking mouth. Okay. Yeah. Not bad. Alright, so. We got an HM. It has been a hot minute since we got anything with this run. So I will say, now that we've moved on to the Thanksgiving rule set for this holiday Nuzlocke, I will say one thing that I am exceedingly thankful for is Crochet. Like, getting to know them, all jokes aside, has been one of the biggest pleasures of my life over the past year. And knowing that they are here with me and looking out for me is one of those things that gives me just a modicum of comfort in an otherwise inescapable shitstorm. Yeah, no, that didn't feel right to me either. Uh-huh. Yeah, no, it's not becoming of me, Pasea. I just... Alright, now that I've gotten that taste out of my mouth. Alright. Yeah. Oh god, not cooties. I am drinking some, well at this point, room temperature, honey, chamomile, and vanilla tea. I might go for a cup of the, lemon ginger after this, because my throat's still fucked up from when tea went down the wrong pipe earlier. Alright, and now, let me just let Nurse Joy give Freya a little additional spritz before we head into, to Rotisserie Faulkner. And then we can at least end this stream on a semi-positive note. Yeah, it's been a minute, huh? Once again, it cannot be denied that the OST from Gen 2 is a fucking banger. Alright, pork belly's up. Smeargle. Ah yes, the power of flying types. A pig and a dog. A pig and a dog playing together. Alright, let's go in with the stab. Made my mom a cake for her birthday once using the contents of vanilla honey chamomile tea bags. Oh god, that does sound really good. It's an art student. I mean, what's the difference, honestly? Push comes to shove. Wait, they both need to be thrown a bone. And I love the implication, by the way. It's like, I'll show you the power of flying types. And then you beat his ass. No, my dad's Pokemon! Just implying that that Falconer here is a Nepo baby. And that's the only reason he's a gym leader. What are you talking about? You know, that's a really good question, Elena. I wish I had an answer for you. Alright. So, now that we have earned ourselves a badge, I will say that one thing I'm also thankful for is just the sheer number of you insane motherfuckers who have actually started following me since I started streaming last year. We're up to 99 followers, I believe, at this point. Like, if we can get up to 100 by the end of the year, that'd be fantastic, honestly. This is not like a plea from me or anything, it's just like, it would be thematically appropriate. And if not, I mean, I'm certain I'll get there eventually. Oh. Doc. Oh yeah, the egg. Oh, yeah, this is gonna be another, source of thanks. Well. Art students like a dog? Well, I mean, like, I think the comparison was that Smeargle is like an art student, but it's also based off of a beagle. Alright, so we got the egg. I will say another thing I'm thankful for now that we've gotten a gift Pokemon, which was the other criteria. Gift Pokemon, badges, and TMs. I mean, I'm thankful for my roommate for keeping me sane in those moments where I'd otherwise be freaking the fuck out. As humans, there's no right to compare humans to any such kind of animal. I mean, clearly you don't know the humans I've run into over the years. I mean, as a species, we're just barely out of the fucking caves. Honestly, I think dogs got the right idea by taking advantage of the situation they were put in. But yes, no, I am thankful for my roommate, M. Lorelei, who is, like, steadily helped me to become a better person over the years, despite my various eccentricities. Now let's go ahead and save before I forget. Okay. And with that, I think, for the first time in a long-ass time, we're ending on a positive note. Not often we get W's anymore. Are kids still saying that? Get that W, hold that L. 6, 7. Anyway. Yes, stream is coming to an end. I wanted to at least earn one gym badge tonight before we ended things. And, not gonna lie, my throat is hurting still. From nearly inhaling my tea earlier, so I think this is a good stopping point, all things considered. But as always, I do appreciate all of you for dropping by and tuning in for as long as you did. And until the next time, count your blessings. Make sure that you let the people you appreciate know you appreciate them, because fucking hey, it's a mess out there, and we all need some form of positivity or another to get by. And as always, always remember... God, the redundancies keep coming. To fucking think. Have a good night. God damn it.